please talk a little bit about Ulaanbaatar and how you know when you met Prince Sultan bin Salman first time and how it's the thing starting.
Yes, so my son makes me working again, and he wants to make an interview for His Royal Highness Prince Sultan bin Salman, and I want to talk, or I should talk about how we met first. As I remember well, we met first with Dr. Mohammed Al-Sheikh during the diplomatic quarter Riyadh design, where we did the landscaping, and I was very fond of him, and we met. From then on we became friends. And Ulaanbaatar is one of the most wonderful places which I ever seen in the kingdom. And later on the Taif, in these wonderful mountains of Al-Shafa, where we had recently, I think it was 2011 when we went together and looked at this wonderful place. But Ulaanbaatar is a central place in my memory, and I remember also that His Royal Highness King Faisal bin Abdulaziz, who was my first client in the from 73 to 76, I think, when he wanted to make parks and gardens for the kingdom after the first oil rush in worldwide. And when I heard that King Faisal was the first owner of Ulaanbaatar, I was very much surprised and wanted to see more of it. And the first Back to Earth is one of my favorite books. I have it here. It's one of my favorite books, and this is now the second edition with the foreword of His Royal Highness Prince of Wales, Charles, Prince of Wales. And I remember also when I think we were sitting in a dinner meeting in Ulaanbaatar some years ago, and we were talking about history, and so the name Dilmun came to my memory. Dilmun is, as I know from a book from Geoffrey Bibi. This is a German edition, but I will give to Prince Sultan shortly an English version of this book. It's a wonderful story about the oldest culture worldwide, which is going back even beyond the Sumer culture, and there is some knowledge, and the book is really brilliantly written and good to read. There is many things which I remember from my first visit, my first fact-finding in the eastern region. That was in 1974, when I had to find not only making parks for this region. It was about 120 kilometers of coastline, and I had also to find the places for it. So one of the parks was Tarut Island. And just recently, when I read the book, I found that the oldest city in Saudi Arabia is Tarut, which is not still digged out. But I was there, and I met the pearl divers, and I saw the artesian wells and all this. And since this time, I became fond of this wonderful country, Saudi Arabia, and its people. which I love so much since then. So now Udaibat, Jens, as usual, has made me work again, and I found one of the master plans for the landscaping of Udaibat, which is from 2003, and it is not, I think it's not completely realized, and it is, but this was done for His Royal Highness Prince Sultan, and I'm still very fond of this place, and many things I think are realized, and yes, and now back to earth is something which is so important to this country, because this modern architecture, which is coming up more and more, is not it. It is back. We should go back to earth and should respect the history. And when I went to this book Udaibat again, that's the second edition, I found so many things which are very important to me. And when we did the master plan for Olteria, which is also here on my wall, we are sitting now at the moment in my Neanderthal office, and the wall behind, where the master plan of Udaibat is from 2003 is on it, is somehow a memory to the past. And one of the memories to Prince Sultan is also an article in our newspaper, in our German newspaper, which I have sent to him. It is about the 17th of June 1985, when the prince was in a space shuttle and flying around the world. And this article is this one. This is the English version, and the German version is, wait a minute, this is what I sent this to His Royal Highness. The article in our daily news is from 2000, wait a minute. The article is from the 17th of June 2017, and it's called the calendar page remembering the 17th June of 1985, when Prince Sultan was traveling around the space, around the world.
Now, Papa, now back to Udaibat, okay? And can you explain a little bit what was the key idea about this concept? I remember you had something, I think it's the first time where we're creating this inspiration trail, or your ideas, what you had there.
Yeah, we have one of the beauties of Saudi Arabia, and especially the Hejaz region, is the rocks, the escarpments, and the lowland, which are the raudas or the oases with the farms. In Udaibat, this area here is the most beautiful pine grove I ever saw. Here is a photograph where the car, you can see the car and the enormous high pine trees, and it's so impressive to enter from here, with this remarkable door, which is in is in the book Oda of Udaibat, or Back to Earth, very well mentioned, and enter it, and then coming to a courtyard, and then see this old mud house, which is since King Faisal's time restored and made better. And then we have an intensive garden and a ravine, which is more intensively landscaped, with water running down, and creeks and water around, and so. And the escarpment has this inspiration trail, which is almost in the middle of the escarpment, walking around. And on top is this large area, which is in this master plan designed as the area for the gazelles, and with natural acacia groups which are typical for this landscape. And the real farm goes all Around, and the Wadi Hanifa goes also around and goes on here. Yeah, this is one of the sketches which we made partly together. And in the very beginning of the diplomatic quarter, when Dr. Mohammed Al-Sheikh and we had a joint office in the nursery of the DQ. Dr. Mohammed was having the guests that were the different ambassadors on one edge on his desk, and I was on the other edge and making sketches for the landscaping of the DQ with these gardens and so. And since that time we are friends, and I hope I come here sometimes again, even when I'm now 85 and having worked in the kingdom without a real break for 45 years, since 1973.